Everyone who loves cruising can agree that getting through embarkation day before getting on a cruise ship can be very annoying, but we can also agree that it's the most important step before we can start our vacation. In this video, I'm going to share with you 10 important tips that will help you get on the ship much faster and ease that embarkation day stress so you can start enjoying the fun in the sun. Let's dive into them. Hey everybody, it's Anitra with Tube Factory. Let's get started with these exciting but important tips for boarding day. Tip number 1. If you're traveling by airplane, book your flight at least 1 to 2 days before embarkation day. As you know, flights can be delayed or canceled at times, so book your flight at least 1 day in advance so you can travel with a peace of mind and not have to stress about missing the ship. Most ships depart late in the afternoon, but you can embark the ship as early as 11 a.m. So avoid the stress, book your flight in advance. Tip number 2. Check in early on the Royal Caribbean app. You can check in as early as 45 days before your sailing date on the Royal Caribbean app, either on your phone or using a laptop. Here you will upload your photo, important documents like your passport and driver's license. You'll also answer the required check-in questions and pick your embarkation time. Tip number 3, fill out the health questionnaire. When it's cruise day and you're ready to get on the ship, the last thing you want to do is spend precious time filling out paperwork that could have been done at home. The health questions can be done 24 to 48 hours prior to your sailing date. This has changed tremendously since COVID because the questions now are short and pretty straightforward. Tip number 4, have important items and documents in a small carry-on. You may be one of the lucky ones and your luggage arrives shortly after you do, but the likely scenario will be that you have to wait several hours before your luggage arrives to your stateroom. So make sure to have your medications if you take them and important documents with you since you won't have your luggage for some time. Most people like to enjoy the pool before their rooms are ready and even a nice lunch after, so don't forget your swimwear, sunscreen, and a change of clothing. Tip number 5, arrive at assigned check-in time. The time that you choose at check-in time is the time you want to make sure you arrive at the terminal. Keep in mind, check-in time is different from boarding time, so save yourself any issues and make sure you arrive on time. If you arrive too early, it's possible they may send you away, or you'll end up waiting a long time in the waiting area. Tip number 6, drop off your luggage with the porters. There'll be so much going on once you arrive at the terminal, and carrying heavy luggage around while moving through check-in lines and boarding the ship could be a bit much. So save yourself frustration, drop off your luggage. Good rule of thumb is to tip $1 to $2 per luggage. Tip number 7, complete the muster drill. This can be done while driving to the terminal. It literally only takes about 5 minutes to complete. Be sure to watch the mandatory safety video as well. And yes, you have to listen to all the emergency horns. Since COVID, most ships have done away with reporting to a designated muster station. Now it's conveniently done on your phone and a simple check-in with the cruise attendant. For you new cruisers, just know this is a mandatory safety drill and the ship cannot leave the port until it's completed by all guests. Tip number 8, make reservations for main and specialty dining. Specialty dining can get booked very fast, so make your reservations in advance to ensure you get the restaurant of your choice. On the Oasis class ships, you have a choice from 150 Central Park, the Chef's Table, which is one of my favorites. It's a separate upcharge, but it's worth the experience. There's also Chops Grill's Steakhouse and Giovanni's Italian. Bottom line, just be proactive when it comes to making your dinner reservations. Tip number 9, connect to the Wi-Fi. Connecting to the Wi-Fi gives you access to the Royal Caribbean app with or without the internet package. You have access to showtimes, dinner reservations, and the daily itinerary. Utilizing the app has eliminated the paper itinerary that you're used to getting under your stateroom door every day. But for you old schoolers, they print them out daily at guest services desk. Tip number 10, have lunch when on board. You have quite a few options to choose from, like the Windjammer, Fish and Chips, Sorrento's amazing pizza, and it's all available the moment you arrive on the ship. If you have the specialty dining package, most of the specialty restaurants are open, but as we know, things can change, so just check with the staff and they will assist you. Now let's recap that. Book your flight to arrive at least 1 day early, check in early, fill out the health questionnaire, keep important items and documents with you, arrive at the assigned check-in time, drop luggage off with the porters, complete mandatory muster drill, make reservations for main and specialty dining, connect to Royal Caribbean Wi-Fi, have lunch when you're on board. So there you have it, my tips for having a less stressful embarkation day so you can just hop right into the fun much faster. Now, these are my top 10 most important tips that I can think of other than just sipping on a strong cocktail, kicking your feet up, and enjoying great food and cool people. That's what cruising is all about. Let me know in the comments what tips you would share when it comes to boarding day. And if you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification button for more videos. This has been Anitra with Tube Factory. Happy cruising!